Good evening and welcome. This is ILRGT and this is the LMP1 session. We've had a few PSN issues. I'm unfortunately commenting because Evil is having a disaster. I wish I was surprised. And we're live on board with H Racing Green who's on pole. I'm expecting the broadcast to cut out any second because of the PSN difficulties, but bear with us. We've only got 11 drivers in, so some couldn't make it, but it's enough to race as the green light is on and the countdown's beginning. And we're only bloody racing. Brands Hatch. H Racing Green leads them away as that absolute disaster's off and Bagger there. He's sleeping on the line. They go on the tricky right-handers. Vectro goes off into the gravel. Disaster. As DKT do bring up the rear, and that's what Crumpet likes to do most. So it's Michael Davis, number one driver Crumpet in 8th and 9th. Jamie in 11th. In 11th, I mean, is he starting a lap down? What is going on? Well then, anyway, so it's P11 as someone's just gone off. H Racing Green leads them away. And I'm just going to get this little tweet out. Oh no. Yeah, I know it is lagging bad. Very bad indeed. This could be a premature finish. We'll wait and see. We've done one lap already. H Racing Green and Frisky already miles ahead. 2 seconds, in fact, from Big Igster. Central Iggy in 3rd. Jake LFC01 in 4th. And the Apentra Racing says Jamie in 11th. I don't know if he is. Scott 46 in 5th. And then Nissan. God knows why I picked that heap of shit. Michael Davis in 6th. Vectro wins the gravel 7th. MK Bourne, Mr. Lag himself all the way from the motherland. And then Brexit right in the rear. Crumpet in 9th. And Jamie in 10th. There's a few comments in the chat. Pagger's left the room. God bless, what a comeback that was, mate. As we were down to 10 drivers with 1 lap completed. Yay. Oh well, Jamie's a lap down. I think he's doing a lap down. Interesting. The title winner already. As we'll have a little look into the chat. I don't know what they're going to be chatting about. Some disasters. People couldn't join. There's 6 people in, which is great to see. And Paul McGuinness is in the chat as well. Frisky and HR Racing Green leading the way. And I tell you what, it's very close between Iggy and that's the lap car of Jamie. Jamie, of course, won it by a mile. And he was just at the fast. Oh, H Racing Green just a fast lap of 1 minute 10. And the iconic Brands Hatch circuit here. So you can see why they didn't do Formula 1 anymore. Very narrow track, very difficult. It's an old school one. Some of the drivers bemoaning it, some of the drivers loving it. The flowing fast right-handers. As we have a battle going on for third place here. The Iggy train begins as Jamie. He's looking on the inside. It's now corrected himself. He is up to P3. Did start at the back. He's having a bit of fun this race. As Jake and Iggy go side by side, this can only end in tears, surely. And looking for Evil, couldn't be in the low. It's a little bit of lag there. Michael Davis and 4 sticks. And Vectro battle for 6. We see where Crumpet is. Bit of a disaster for the Crumpet. But being in 10th. He gets to pick up that solitary point, so he will not be complaining. I've said that now. I can see him now retiring and taking the point, going home. Please don't do that, damn. I'll tell you what, this is a cheeky little train here. What do we have here? P6, 4 sticks, Michael, Vector, and MK Bourne, all within over what, 1.5 in each other? I can see Mike banging his fist in about 5 seconds time here. Oh, he's having a little look, cheeky little look there. I wish we could ride on board, but we don't have that feature. Vectro's been an absolute tool. Stick to commentating, mate. What was that? Michael Davis takes back that move, and MK Bourne there. MK Bourne makes a ridiculous move there, pushes off Vectro. Very feisty here, only second, the penultimate race of the season. And we're hearing comments from Team Radio Crumpet as, oh god. And he's off again. Thank God. Well then. So have we have the lead up. H Racing Green could be on to win his first race of the season, and he's looking very comfortable. He did say going into this race he was liking the track. 5 minutes in now, until a 5th lap. 25 minutes to go. I'm sitting there thinking, why did I do this? As Jamie's running very... Oh, he's not running very wide. He's just lagging. As obviously after Jamie has overtook Iggy and Jake have overtook Iggy, that train has now been released. And we're going to probably see Jamie try and track down Frisky and H Racing Green. We know how quick Jamie is. We know how quick he is. Jake could be on for his best finish if he keeps him 4th. It's a shame we've had a few of the guys can be able to join us. DeWitt, Fernandez, Owen Wyatt, and another Jamie as well. Randoms he can make it, unfortunately, due to the PSN issues. So we were on for a full grid. Wasn't the case though. As we go back to the action, we got Scott in the 1915 LMP1 Nissan. May as well be. It's that slow in a straight line. I think it's powered by coal. I'm not sure. So Scott's still holding up very well. Defensive driving. Very clean driver, Scott. Mike's, is he looking around the outside? Mike's, oh, he takes it for a spin. Nowhere to go there. That is how unforgiving this track is. Luckily with the features it will reset him, so that will save him quite a few seconds. But I do believe Michael Davis does have the pace to catch up to these guys. Mike is a top 4-5 runner on his day, quite comfortably. I'm sure he'll be fuming with that. I'm pretty sure he's in the pipe. I'm pretty sure he's going to be muted. I respect that though. Crumpet down in 10th. How's it going there, Crumpet? Not a fan of this track, are you? It's 8, yeah. For some people, it's some people's bread and butter. It's not your bread and butter this time. Fair enough, you're more, mate. But, personally, I do like the track. If you can hook it up, it is difficult to hook up. Obviously, it's going to benefit drivers running manual instead of braking. They can just shift down and use that to decelerate. Trouble there. Ooh, very jittery on that apex. Lag everywhere. Good to see Evil in the chat. Shame he's not commentating. MK Bourne in 8th. Let's have a look through the field. Is that lag? No, he's off. MK Bourne went off there. So that probably will allow Michael Davis. Yes, that is correct. Michael Davis is now all over the back of the German. Will, I can see that head's going in that cockpit there. Brexit, Team Brexit, DKT Racing, sponsored by Tampon, sponsored by Durex, you name it, they've got it on. What does that say on the side of the car? Oh, I'm trying to read what that says. It says it actually says Brexit. You know what? Bloody respect that. So not everyone's popular opinion, but here we are. Brexit means Brexit for Michael Davis. As we see Four Sticks and Vectro all over each other. Scott clearly lacking a bit of pace. It's this car. He's just not had any fun with it this season. Drivers were given 6-7 weeks to decide their choices of cars, and some, Vectro included, wasn't happy with his. Evil kindly picked his car for him, even though he did half a race and binned it. It's also good to see the Fade Grip sponsors there on Scott's car. Oh, lovely sponsors, Fade Grips. We've got a competition going at the moment. Just like that, comment, follow us on Twitter, and also comment your favourite racetrack. I'm pretty sure Dan Clark will not be putting Brands Hatch as his favourite racetrack for that one. As a Pencha there, Team Racing Jake in 4th, and his teammate H Racing Green all the way up in the DX 1st. But as we can imagine, and as I predicted, Jamie is on all over the back of Chris Johnson. He's caught him up at a rate of knots. Tell you what, I think Jamie's going to have this race win in the bag as well. He's looking a good half a second quicker than him. What does he do? Does he just sit on this game all day? It's phenomenal pace. I don't know what he does, but he's actually hooking this lap up. VRT Racing for Frisky. Chris Johnson, lovely livery designed by himself. A lot of time and effort went into that. Got a lot of time for that as well. Great driver. He's been at ILR since the start as well. As Jamie is looking on the outside there. He's going to try and hang around the outside, go into the final corner. And go across the start-finish line. Jamie's going to try and get in the slipstream. Obviously, it's very tricky turn 1 here. You kind of want to go side by side. You kind of don't want to go side by side through it. As Monsieur Crumpet is off at turn 1. This is a short lap. At least it's a short lap for the Crumpet. One less lap he has to do as well now. Masterclass. I think he's just probably waiting for the odd disconnection. He could be picking up a couple more points. This is bread and butter after all. Retro P6, 46 P7, Michael Davis in P8. I'm pretty sure he will start to catch the other front couple. Oh, as he lets a little tank slapper there from the Brexiteer. And unfortunately, it looks like the field is relatively spread out. Apart from these two, as Jamie looks like he's just potentially got the lead. He does. On the tricky sector 3. It's a double left-hander going into the final sweeping right-hander, and he's already done it before the start-finish line. And now he will set his sights on H Racing Green. Will he deny H Racing Green his first ever victory in ILRGT? Can Jamie pick up yet another victory? He's already got the title in the bag. He doesn't need it. Let him win. Let someone else win, Jamie. Selfish. Unbelievable pace anyway from him. You see why he is champion. I'm sure he will be taking part in Season 2, which will be solely on Fridays. Sign up has begun on the forums, so if you're interested in joining the GT3 leagues, probably will be, I imagine, GT3 or GR3 class will probably kick off Season 2. Then we may go into GRX or Rally or even GR4 or something. Or even the Formula 1 cars might do a season of that. Have to wait and see. You have to see what other DLCs that GT Sport also dropped. It'll be interesting to see. Also develop league racing as well. So I think that's why we're keeping our options open at the moment. But you can see quite a bit of lag. Obviously, there's a lot of PSN issues at the moment. Apparently, reports on social media indicating there is a few PSN connection issues, which is a shame. And again, that's why some of the drivers cannot make tonight. We're on for a full grid as well, but it wasn't enough to stop the race. There's a couple of reserves that couldn't make it. Show must go on. How am I doing, Tom? I'm alright, yeah. Wasn't expecting to commentate this, but here we are. Sat in my armchair with a cup of tea. You know, I tell you what, the field's spread out. I'm up on lap 11. Well then. 4-6 in 5th. Scott will be one of the admins for the GT Sport League for Season 2. He will be helping me because I need it. Michael Davis, lobby host and admin for LMP1. This season's done a cracking job keeping this ship afloat. Was expecting to be quite a little bit higher up in the standings, but he obviously he's missed a race and he's had a bit of bad luck with some incidents. But like I predicted, now he's all over the back of Foreskin, 4-6, and we'll see what he can do here. And he's going to go side by side. Looks like he might have the move done already. Lovely panning shot there of both cars. And tell you what, that Nissan's a bullet in a straight line. Defended from him well. And tell you what, Michael Davis is going to have a little look on the inside there. Tried to cut back. It's a difficult place to overtake this. He goes deep, Mike, and he's doing a bit of a tank slap. He touched the grass. Just proves how difficult, or how aids, as some drivers are saying, it is to overtake. It is only single file in places. It's about picking your moments. I think the right-handers, there's like 3 of them in a row. It's a case of just sitting tight behind them and then waiting for that 90-degree left-hander. It's probably the best place, and the hairpin, probably the best place to overtake on this track. Vectro's in the pits. Only 4 litres of fuel left, so we're seeing now the pit window is open. Fighting viewers, hello everyone. Vector in the pits. Big Jeffrey. Evil Dragons, Robin Hood. What the hell? Robin. MK Bourne. He hasn't pitted, just comes out behind Vector. Good stop for Vector. Crumpet in P10. He's probably just gone AI and just going through the motions. That's why you have to have a dump or something. Oh no, he's weaving. He's shot me up right there. Well then. Respect that. We'll just ignore that. We'll ignore that spin. It's fine. All good. Has gone that cockpit. H Racing Green in first. Jamie in second. Chris Johnson in third. Ignat from Russia. Iggy. Apparently, my sources tell me that he was the one that poisoned the spies. So I heard. So, MI5, this is the boy you want. Dry in the lobby. Have a word. Jake in fifth. LFC. It's a shame. Michael Davis overtook 4-6. Shit, we missed that. Anyway, he's made the move. I think that was only a matter of time. I can get his foot down. Questions, Mike. I think he might be a bit far off P5. I don't know what Jake's pace like is to Mike's. We do know Mike can be quick, and if he can, still over half this race left, and this is a tricky track to master. There is mistakes in this track. It's very fast right-handers. Sliding everywhere too. Well, there's not much grip out there on track. Very quick corners. Obviously MK1 yet to pit, so we'll be feeling the tyre wear. I imagine it is probably going to be a one-stop. Super soft stop. Obviously it's not F1, so the guys do not have to use two sets of different tyres. We couldn't manage that anyway, so we wouldn't know. It'd be very difficult to manage in the race. So we just allow them to use whatever they want. We just limit it to super soft, soft and mediums, because I don't think any of them would ever use the hards. They're awful tyres in this game anyway. But yeah, France Hatch is it's an iconic circuit. It's an old circuit. It's very old school. Obviously a lot of racing in the 70s here, especially in Formula 1. But obviously we've taken to this track just to the limitations that GT Sport has. So slim pickings really. But we do move to Interlagos next week for the final race of the LMP1 season. We'll return again the LMP1 season on Friday nights in a couple of seasons' time. If you're interested in racing next season in GT Sport League, the races will all be taking place Friday night. So we're looking for the best of the best. If you're interested, make sure to sign up. Quite a few drivers have already in this existing LMP1 league. We're looking for more in the GT3 league, which I'm sure they will. Official announcement will go out in due course about that when the season's over. MK Born has made the pass on Vectra, which is a bit worrying to see. Obviously, MK Born's going to be running a very light car now. Vectra P9, and probably, obviously, will jump MK Born, making the pit window. Crumpet in P10, Crumpet in the gravel again. He said it was his bread and butter. Certainly not this track. And his teammate, rival, and #1 driver, Michael Davis, behind him, is going to lap him. Very embarrassing for the Crumpet. Monsieur Crumpet, disaster class. Both of them are flashing. I'm glad it's just their lights. I'll tell you what's Crumpet. Jack Log and Michael Davis go side by side. They're making contact. Very cheeky from the Crumpet. Bit of argy-bargy from the teammates there. I wish it was position, but it's just being lapped. Dan Clark making his feelings known there to Michael Davis. Unbelievable here. That would have been absolute tears if Dan Clark took off Michael Davis there after lapping him. Of course, DKT Racing, Michael Davis and Dan Clark, sponsored by Nigel Farage. He's pumped a lot of money into these guys, trust them quite a bit. Jake cutting it very fine there, only 2 litres left of fuel. Jake's in out for another lap. Michael Davis is in as well too. And they look like, yep, super softs for Michael Davis. Yeah, a quick look at his livery here. We can't see the Brexit sponsor. Tampac Compact, okay. And 4.6 is also in. So this will be the one and only stop at the midway point. It does take quite a while in this game to fuel up. As we see Jamie, once again, he's done it again and again this season. This never gets in the way there, Crumpet. Seeing it again and again, Jamie seemingly makes the fuel last a lot longer than the other drivers. And in this game, it's not like Formula 1 where you can get the undercut. So obviously there's no real refueling. So in this game, you have to refuel. So staying out longer with the lighter tank and the lighter car, you're going to benefit from it. So about managing your tyre wear, managing your fuel does pay off in the end instead of pitting early. Because I tell you what, I've played a few of these, I've been in a few of these races, and the heavy fuel in these cars, it just slows you down. It feels like a totally different animal. Jamie in P1, Michael Davis just in front of him in P8. He has pitted. Jamie yet to pit. Obviously, it's a very short lap, so I imagine there's going to be quite a lot of lap cars at this rate, or a lot of moments like these, really, when a car's pitted and the one hasn't. It's only just over a minute a lap as well. 18 down with 12, 13 to go. No other DNFs at the moment. Shame other drivers couldn't get in. A couple of South Africans there were, and Jonathan Fernandez. Shame not to see him in. They were both looking forward to tonight, but PSN issues, but I'm sure they'll make it for the finale next week in Interlagos. It'd be great to see. There's a Frisky in P3, quiet P3s. Just been off the pace a little bit compared to Jamie, I think, this season. Obviously, it's quite clear, and I think his closest rival this season probably been H-Racing Green. You've got Paga, Michael Davis. I put them in the same sort of bracket, but Paga had an auto drive issue, which is a common issue, glitch, which they still haven't fixed. It's been months now, but they still haven't fixed it. So we try and manage that as best we can, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. We've only had it to about 3 or 4 drivers out of how many races we've had so far. 15 races and then whatever, 45 drivers. Dan, get on the track, for the love of God. Let's have a look at the live timings. So we can clearly see Jamie, a 109.6. H-Racing Green's best lap, a 110, so he's a good few tenths quicker. Frisky CJ, 10.4. Iggy 10.4, that's his quickest lap as well, and Jake 10.4, MK1 10.3, Michael Davis 11.3, Vector 11.3 as well, best laps. Crumpet with a 115.1. 5 seconds off the pace. Bless him. So you can clearly see Jamie is just in the class above the rest, but there's quite a sizable gap between H-Racing Green and Frisky and then the rest. I tell you what, P3 to 6, very close in race times, very close indeed. But Jamie does seem to make up quite a bit of time in sector 2 as the championship winner. Jamie is in the pits. So he's in P2. H-Racing Green has kept the lead, which is surprising. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what it was, but he's still 4-second lead ahead. So this is now an outright fight for the win. H-Racing Green in P1, 4 seconds ahead. Jamie in P2. We've seen at the standings there, the timings anyway, that Jamie does have a few temps on him for pace. So we'll be interested to see, can he ilk him in? Frisky CJ, P3. Yeah, going purple as well, which is great to see. So that'll be interesting to see if he can start bashing the laps. Iggy P4, quite a lonesome race for him. Jake P5, Vectro P6, MK Born, Mickey Boy in LMC Motorsport in P7, Michael Davis in P8. Probably hunt down MK Born when he can, if he can. 11 laps left, I'm sure he can. 4-6 Scott in 9th. Feel a little bit disappointed with today's outing. He had a good show in GT3 on Friday, and I think last week in Alsace he picked up a P6, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was delighted with that. So a few steps back for Scott tonight, but still picking up points. It's good to see. Consistency is a key, and he's good at keeping consistent, getting those points on the board. As Monsieur Crumpet, or Monsieur Croissant if it was French, in P10, weaving for the cameras. You gotta respect that. It's his bread and butter, this game. He's letting them rein it in easy today, but on his day, he's unbeatable. Unbeatable. Look at that. Superb space. Surprised he's not gone AI. Fair play. H-Racing Green. 3.7 out the gap, so it has already come in by a few attempts. It's a case of keeping your nerve, keeping your ball. We have seen it from H-Racing Green in a few races. Suzuka does spring to my mind. He'll get his elbows out. He will not make it easy for a driver. We've seen Frisky and H-Racing Green come to blows before. Frisky a few times with the Apex Racing team. Again, it was unfortunate Paga couldn't make it. No, well, he did make it, but it was in the auto drive glitch. Owen had PSN issues. Evil Dragon was meant to be commentating. PSN issues. And the two South African boys, PSN issues. And Jamie from GT3 was going to take part. PSN issues. But Jamie's setting very, very quick laps. He's into the 109.7s now. Just 2,000ths off his fastest lap. So he means business. He's taking 1 second out of H-Racing Green's time already. Already. Chris Johnson passed the stop finish line, and Iggy is still a whole straight behind him. Jake is so lonely out there. So lonely. P5. Again, Vector very spaced out. I think the battle will be for the lead. And also be interested to see if Michael Davis can catch MK. I don't know if he'll be able to. We'll wait and see. As the gap has come down already to 2.4. Sit back and watch this masterclass from Jamie, I think. Start at the back for a bit of fun. He's already up to P7. He's set fastest lap already. He's 2 attempts up on his fastest time. This guy means business. He wants another win. He wants another win. 1.8 now. Just watching it tumble. I almost feel sorry for H-Racing Green. I almost feel like 1.92. Jesus. Nearly half a second better than his previous lap time. Incredible pace. As that's the crumpet there, Monsieur Crumpet. Oh, he's got quicker times again. What's going on? How many times have you been lap, Crumpet?
No idea. I did 3 or 4.
Okay. Go on lap 23. 4 times then. As Jamie is over a tenth quicker on his fastest time again, and that gap has plummeted to less than a second. No DRS, of course, in this like Formula 1, so we'll be on pure pace and ability. Paul McGuinness and Tom Evil in the chat. Cheers, guys. There's a few people watching. Let's get your comments in. Who do you think your driver of the day is so far? H-Racing Green's led from the start. He's now his position's under threat from Jamie, our title holder. Chris Johnson's solid driving P3, not quite at the pace today to match the other guys. Iggy as well, we'd be delighted with a P4 if he can bring that home. As Jamie goes quicker again, nearly dipping into the 108. Unbelievable pace. As these teammates, Petra teammates, will do battle for the lead, for the win. They're going to bring home a 1-2. Great drive for the team. But who will take home the glory of the race? That's what they want. That's what they want to battle. That's what they want to win for. It's not about the team now. It's about individual pride. Who will take it? And tell you what, my money, dare I say, it could be on Jamie. Will Jamie let H-Racing Green have the win? I very much doubt that. Will H-Racing Green let Jamie get past easy? Hell no. The title's done and dusted. This is for pride now. He'll want this. H-Racing Green will really want this win. He hasn't won it this season, so it'd be great. Or maybe he has. I don't even know. I'm just presuming he hasn't. And Jamie is all over the back and he's pushing him through with a double right-hander. Then it's going to be the tight 90-degree left-hander here. Obviously, they take quite a bit of speed for being the LMP1 cars. As he's looking for a move already, Jamie gets a lot of traction out that corner. So H-Racing Green is going to hang him out to drive. He's going to push him. He's going to push him. As Jamie's going to try and do the cut back on the side-by-side. Jamie has got the net lead. Going over the start-finish line. Will he get it done? I believe he will. H-Racing Green will not give it up easy. Jamie's gonna go defensive on the inside. H-Racing Green, a little bit of a lag spike there, but it looks like as H-Racing Green for a little spin, a little bit of a tank slapper, and that is your race done and dusted. It looks like, unless you see a horrific disaster class from Jamie, it could be on for yet another win. Brilliant driving there from the Britchman. Paul McGuinness saying that was a sexy switchback. You best believe it, Paul. It's a shame. Is the race done and dusty? He may look easy, but H-Racing Green's no slouches. He bumps across the grass there and dips it into the gravel. And oh, how did he save that? Jesus. I thought the Cairns would have been out for him there, but he absolutely saved that. What a save from him. Kept the throttle down as well. Safe to say that race, that battle's probably done. As what am I witnessing on my screen? It's Michael Davis laughing Crumpet again. I saw something, a bit of weaving there. Well then. Well then. That's not a sight you don't want to see. Both Brexit cars off. As 4-6 looks to get the move done on Michael Davis after going off. Michael Davis saying, no son, this is my position, I want it, you're not having this, mate. No tricky was to get past you last time, but keeps P8. No mercy there for Michael Davis. As 4-6 is into the pits, I think that's him saying, I'm done and dusted for today. Might just try and set a fastest lap, who knows, he's got a lot of fuel left though. That's Crumpet. Every time I've switched to Crumpet, I swear he's been in that gravel trap. Disaster class of the race goes to the Crumpet. Driver of the day. H-Racing Green's got it back. Well then. What have we missed here? An unbelievable twist. Have I missed it? H-Racing Green has the lead back over Jamie with 5 laps left, 4 laps now. Was this team orders? I don't know. We missed this. Apologies for that. But H-Racing Green has the lead again. Did Jamie make a point of taking the lead, saying it's his, and then he's giving it back? Potentially. I don't know. We'll wait and see the next few laps. Because we know Jamie has the pace over H-Racing Green. We know he can overtake him. We know he can pass him. If he sits behind him, I feel like he's giving him the win, which is fair enough. It's this time of the season. You want to share the love, fair enough. But, interesting if it was a mistake or team orders. I might have to ask them after the race. We'll wait and see. A couple of laps left. Keep my eye on that. Frisky CJ 11 seconds behind. Iggy 18. Jake 18 behind him. Vector 11 behind it. Jake. Okay, Bull may get caught up in this battle for the lead. Jake again looking very close to H-Racing Green. Seven temps separating him. Okay, Bourne trying to get out of the way. Good job, mate. Gets out of the way. This looks like to be the major battle on track. The battle for the lead. You're going to pick a battle. You want it to be for the lead, I guess. So no complaints. See if that gap is maintained or Jamie does close in. I've got a sneaky suspicion he's letting H-Racing Green win this. Just a little suspicion. The gap is maintained. Wait and see. I mean, uncharacteristic of Jamie if he did make a mistake. He was looking so planted and so well on for a win. I mean, but here we are. It's racing. You can't take your eyes off it. It's Brands Hatch as well. Very quick corners. You have to be very precise in position of the cars. 3 laps left. 2 after this. 0.5 separate the front 2. Is there any more battles on track? We'll have a quick look. I think though I was having Scott, he's just totally stopped. But with 2 laps left, on the penultimate lap of the race, the gap is still half a second. And it looks like Jamie isn't pushing too much. He's just keeping him honest, keeping him right behind. But we'll wait and see. It's 0.4 now. Come on, lads, give us a show the last lap. I want something. It's 0.3. It is coming down. He's looking a lot closer than he was the last couple of laps. And again, it does back off a bit there. It does lift quite a bit there, Jamie, for that. He's lost a couple of attempts, so he's clearly not pushing that much. It's gone back up to 0.6. Yeah, I think Jamie might be letting him have this one. That's my thoughts anyway on it, which is fair enough for them. They're both teammates, which is hard to do. But for us, we want the race. I want to chuck on the inside. I want to see tears. I want to see arguments. But again, Jamie's won the title, so he's entitled to do what he wants. I'm sure he'll be delighted for H Racing Green to pick up his victory. He's been close a few times this season. As we enter the last lap, that gap still maintains as 0.5. And it looks like these are going to bring home a Pencha Racing a 1-2. As Scott gets lapped there, I think that's him done. He just wants to get this race done, so he'll race to the end. H Racing Green P1. Jamie in P2, 0.3. He gets very close here, but you can just see the time in the top left, how much he lifts off and loses 3 or 4 attempts every time. So you can tell he's on cruise control. Maybe we'll do a side-by-side flyby at the end for the Pencha boys. Back at base. It's been a great drive from the pair of them. Looking very competitive. Jamie obviously with a slightly edge in the pace. Some blistering lap times. Now dipping into 108, which is phenomenal pace. And H Racing Green, he got pole. And he's going to take home the race win here for a Pencha Racing. Jamie just behind him in P2. And there we have it. And that's racing, folks. H Racing Green wins in Brands Hatch for the LMP1 tier round 7. Jamie takes home a P2 for a Pencha Racing as well. See the standards there. Michael Davis down in 8, 10.5, 4.6 at 12.5, Crumpet of 14.5. Vector of 11.3 wasn't the quickest, but takes home a decent run of points. Great drive for Frisky in P3 as well. It was a little bit off the pace, but it's great to see the Pencha Racing boys in P2. Frisky. There's our man there. P3, great drive from him. Iggy. Turbos and Bullets Racing in P4. Jake in P5 for Pencha Racing as well. Vectro Martini Racing. And there we have it. DKT boys bring up the rear of Scott as well. If you don't like with that, great drive from H Racing Green 2400. And there we have it. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on Friday tomorrow. I'm commentating tomorrow for the final preseason test session for F1, and then we're back on Friday for GT3 at Brands Hatch once again. So anyway, God bless and safe travels. Vagina boo.